Question 1. Tell me about yourself. Hello, my name is Irene, and I'm currently interested in finding an administrative position that tests my abilities and pushes me to grow. I am a dedicated and diligent worker. I can adapt to any situation, and I have experience working both on my own and as part of a team. I hold myself highly accountable for my work, and I have no issue reaching out when I need help. I give 100% to every task that I am given. Question 2. Tell me about your past work experience. I am currently a payroll benefits clerk at Pomona Unified School District. I've been there for 6 months. There, I process regular payroll and overtime sheets for classified employees. I am responsible for paying them in a timely manner and reconciling any issues that may present and making adjustments. I also have 2 years of experience working as accounts payable specialist at Ontario Refrigeration. There, I reconcile statements, I process invoices and credits, and I ensure that the company remains stable and was in good credit standing. I also have several years of customer service experience, from answering phones to human contact. I know how to process payments using general ledger accounts, and I know how to work under hard deadlines. Question 3. Describe a time when you worked well on a team. As an accounts payable specialist at Ontario Refrigeration, we generally always work as a team to ensure all invoices and statements were paid in a timely manner, not just the ones assigned to us. We had a new employee named Joe who inherited a messy desk from a previous employee and was given the task to catch up. So, needless to say, he was struggling with meeting his deadlines at first, causing vendors to become pushy, sending emails, calling frequently, and it made him feel overwhelmed. As a group, the other accounts payable specialists and I approached our supervisor and explained the situation, saying that he was struggling and the job was very stressful for him. And we asked if there was any possible way we can divide up the work and try to get him caught up so that he could feel like the desk was more his own. Our supervisor actually agreed to let us do that, so she divided up the work. Since I had more experience, I was responsible for entering all of his invoices, and my counterpart was able to get all of those onto checks and get them out to vendors so that they can be paid. Needless to say, Joe was very grateful, and it felt good to be working as part of a team. Question 3. Tell me about a time when you had too many things to do and had to prioritize your tasks. Well, as an accounting specialist at Ontario Refrigeration, I handled both accounts payable, receivable, as well as handling escalation calls that the receptionist could not get to. I needed to prioritize my tasks, but also complete them all in a timely manner to keep the company's reputation in good standing. So I developed a time frame to get each task done, prioritizing the tasks that were more important or had a closer deadline. I also left time at the end of every day to make sure that I touched the other things that needed to be handled so that they wouldn't get too far behind. With this plan in motion, I was able to get all of my work done within my deadlines, and I was even able to help others reach their deadlines as well. Tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond the call of duty. How did you handle the situation? Again, at Ontario Refrigeration, our accounts receivable clerk was sick and her work was piling up. There were checks that were not processed, and there were customers calling upset that they could not pay their invoices. She was responsible for processing all incoming payments for services rendered, and the checks were stacking up considerably. I asked my supervisor, Carrie, if I can take on extra work to help my coworker with her work while she was not here so that when she returned, she would not be so overwhelmed. I was able to help process the checks and keep our company in good standing. My coworker was able to return and focus on her other deadlines and get back to customers because I unfortunately wasn't able to do that, but the heavier work was taken care of when she returned. Tell me about a time when you worked effectively under pressure. At Pomona Unified School District, December is a very hectic month. We have shorter deadlines and less resources, and I have more docking to do than usual. Docking is when an employee misses time and they're out of sick or vacation accrual, so I have to process adjustments to their pay. I that particular month I needed to process over 300 docking sheets, over 200 overtime time sheets that employees were trying to get in by Christmas, and I had to stay on top of my regular payroll with less time than usual to do so. I organized and worked on all of my overtime and docking sheets the moment I received them, knowing that I had shorter deadlines. And once payroll opened, I processed those first, and then I worked on my regular payroll because that was the shortest task. I organized all of my work on all of my overtime and docking sheets the moment I received them. And within a 6 day window, I was able to not only process all of my work, but I also was allotted a whole day to review and finalize my work before payroll closed. This way, I was able to get everything in and also double check that I got it in correctly. Give me an example of when you showed initiative. At Pomona Unified School District, it's easy to overpay an employee because we pay them for the current month that they're working in. Attendance does not need to be input by office managers until the month following, unfortunately, so most of the time the employees are docked a month behind. Normally, this isn't an issue, except when employees are out on sick leave, I need to dock them current as much as I can so that they're not being overdocked the next month. Um, I needed to find a better way to keep track of attendance for employees that were regularly out. So what I did is I developed an effective system of keeping track of attendance. For the trouble employees, I created a folder, and every month before payroll hit, I would go through my folder and I would contact office managers and human resources to check up on the employees to see if they were still out or if there was another medical note extending their leave of absence. This typically wasn't done by the previous employee who handled my desk. So at first it took some getting used to, but eventually the office managers and HR would call me or email me before I even could ask, because they anticipated that I was going to be calling them shortly to get those answers. And because of my process, although it is a little more tedious, I have way fewer overpayments or underpayments, which is great. And I'm sure employees are grateful that they're not having to get docked for 2 months instead of one. Is there anything else you would like us to know about you? I am a firm believer that what you give in this world is what you get in return. I work hard in all that I do because I know that is the key to success. I'm currently in college with the hopes of eventually acquiring my bachelor's degree. I want to show people that once I'm in, I am a great asset, and I know an education is a great start into getting there. Thank you.